Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Ahabati fillah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all with ikhlas, with thabat, ala sunnat nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let us, protect us from becoming prey to the shaitan and the shayateen from amongst mankind and jinn. Ahabati fillah, there's no doubt, there's no way we can ignore, with being in America, these issues that are going on. And I think this is an issue of perspectives and solutions. What I mean by that is, because I keep getting asked about what Shadid Muhammad's doing, what Muhammad Munir's doing, what this guy's doing, and honestly, I don't follow anyone and follow what they're doing. So the best thing to do is to ask them if you have questions about what they're doing. But what I do see is a lot of people, I see various, the polarization. And this is with just in certain communities. I see that there's a lot of people speaking about this issue that really have no connection. I heard that one da'i, the one in Jeddah, I forget his name, Wajdi, who I knew him in Jeddah. May Allah preserve us in him and forgive us in him. But you see that kind of perspective which he has in others who are not a part of this community and not a part of that culture, and they believe they're a part of a greater Muslim community, which we're supposed to be. But what we see now is the anger that we're seeing and experiencing is basically the camel that broke the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. It isn't really about Black Lives Matter or Floyd or any other thing, but what it is coming, it's the intrinsic racism that groups of people have experienced in an extreme fashion in the place where they're supposed to have family. So now what we have is a lot of du'at, especially from out of backgrounds and others, speaking and saying, we're one ummah. Those guys are being racist. Why are they speaking about these issues? Why is this? Why is this? Who have nothing to do, who weren't there to help defend their brothers when their brothers were not being married because of their race, when their brothers are being discriminated daily because of their race, when their brothers can't even get invited for the Eid because of their race, when their brothers are sitting down at the table, but they're in the back of the bus, in the back of the table. These are real realities. These aren't things that we just make up and they're not a part of, as some of these people say from the political pundits, black, what do they call it? Black sympathy, that we need sympathy. This isn't the case, but there's anger. There's anger when you leave your family and you're told you can't celebrate some holidays, you can't celebrate all these things, like the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in. But then the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, they came to the Muslim Brotherhood. So we leave everything, we come to the Muslim Brotherhood and we find no brotherhood. Everyone is talking about al-wala wal-bara, but up until this day, all the al-wala wal-bara was to the Oromo, was to the Tigray, was to the Somali, was to this. We can't even get a lecture in English language in America sometimes because it has to be in the cultural language. Is this a cause for anger? Absolutely. What is the solution? The solution is not going to happen overnight. But I think you have to understand an anger of a people. This is just the reality. Yes, we're human beings too. So everyone says, don't unite on race, don't have nationalism, but everybody practices the opposite. When a Palestinian rally comes up, everyone is there for Palestine. They didn't care whether it was for Islam or anything like this, but it was for Palestine in the Arab state. When it comes to every other cause, they march and they go forward and they celebrate. But as soon as African Americans become angry about what's going on in their community as African Americans on the greater scale, and within as Muslims what we feel daily, where's the brotherhood? Where's the brotherhood? The brotherhood, we should just be happy just that you call us Muslim and then you slap us in the face. That's not acceptable. So now this has come to the forefront, this intrinsic prejudice and racism. Let me give you another example. I'm from Seattle, Washington, okay? In Seattle, recently, from what I heard, one of the biggest masjids there, they wanted to have some sort of addressing some of these issues of racism. okay, and the suffering of African Americans. What did they do? What did they do? Alhamdulillah, may Allah guide us to them. They invited 2 Caucasian revert brothers that aren't even from Washington State to speak. All the African Americans that live there. Me, I'm a student. At least I've studied something. They didn't call me. They didn't reach out to me. But these are the kind of indignities. How is it? Are you going to invite me to speak about the ills of the Palestinian on a daily basis and the indignities they face from the Yahud? You're not. Nor would it make sense. Are you going to invite me to talk about what's going on in Kashmir and how the Indian Muslims are suffering? You wouldn't do that. And it doesn't make sense that you would. You would ask the people who are affected. This is what I'm talking about. So why are people angry? Maybe you have an insight to the people's anger. We're not going to appease anyone by not being angry, but we have to deal with these issues. We have to deal with these issues constructively and based on the book and the sunnah. The book and the sunnah says no al-wala wal-bara based on color and race, but everybody's displaying it. How come everybody's practicing that, but when there's even black discontent? I didn't even say hating and loving based on race. That's wrong. It's muharram. But if there's black discontent, everyone says it's racism and it's al-wala wal-bara. So this kind of extremism that's going on with most or many of our brothers and sisters in the Muslim community. And this doesn't matter even if you're from Ahlul Sunnah. There's no break. It doesn't matter. It's still the same calls and the same scandals. So ahabati fillah, until we change our condition as a people, meaning as Muslims in general, as African Americans as well, and as all the other racial nationalities that have divided and split and continue to split. I've had scholars that I love from Ahlul Sunnah tell me to my face, Khalid, no, you couldn't marry from us because you're black. I've had that said to me. So how are we supposed to embrace the dawah? How are we supposed to embrace khair? That doesn't discourage me. But the people who are weaker, people who don't have maybe that background in education and that background in education in the deen, but we're human. That hurts. You feel that. No, Khalid, my people, our tribe, they wouldn't marry black people. Right? Why are they... Does anything need to be said? May Allah guide us in you and forgive us in you. Yes, there's a cause for black anger. Yes, there's a cause for anger in general. Yes, as a Muslim community, we need to get together and we need to rectify this condition. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.